my dears, welcome to the next fabulous session of 90 plus in this first generation live tuition. Here we go with the next discussion of the question from the chapter number 8, that is Heredity. Your Paul's is back with the next set of questions. Okay, here we go with the most important question from our Heredity chapter. Sir, we just mentioned it as, you just mentioned it as one question. Instead you are showing the three questions. Why this is happening, sir? Okay, this is the first question followed by the second question and for third question. Okay, it's not for third question. And while you understanding the concepts or answer any of the answers, you can write the answer to all the three questions. That means in this three questions the same concept has been explained, or same concepts they are asking as an answer. So the first question is, name two animals whose sex is not genetically determined. Explain the process of their sex determination. Okay, the second question is, explain by giving two examples of the organisms in which the sex is not genetically determined. And the third question and the final question is, citing two examples, justify the statement sex of an individual is not always determined genetically. The classical example for this is, or this includes, turtles and snails according to your textbook. So the change in temperature governs the sex determination. The sex of the most turtles is determined by, it's not determined by the genetics, but it is determined by the environment after the fertilization event. And here are two conditions. Only females are produced at a higher temperature, generally 31 degrees Celsius and above, and males are produced at a lower temperature, generally below 28 degrees Celsius, or generally below 28 degrees Celsius, because of the temperature in the environment. And here we are going for the exact explanation. And sex of most turtles and all species of crocodilians is determined by the environment. It's determined by not the genetics, it's determined by the environment after the fertilization event. If we are putting the eggs, or if the eggs are incubated below 28 degrees Celsius, all the turtles hatching from them will be male. And if eggs are incubated above 31 degrees Celsius, every egg will give rise to a female. Okay, and what about the in-between temperature, sir? I will explain, don't worry, I will make it more clear for you. At temperature in between this 28 degrees Celsius as well as the 31 degrees Celsius, the broods will give rise to individuals of both sexes. Okay, 31 degrees Celsius. Yeah, 28 degrees Celsius, 31 degrees Celsius. At temperature in between 28 degrees Celsius and 31 degrees Celsius, the broods will give rise to individuals of both sexes, and variation on this theme also exists. And next example is snail. We know the next example, snail. In snail also sex is not genetically determined, and the individual have the ability to change their sex. And this point are the only 2 points mentioned in your textbook, but I will add 2 more points as well. If you're writing or if you're studying this answer or this concepts regarding the snail sex determination, that will be an additional feather into your cap. Okay, if the snail is attached to a female, it will become a male. And however, if such a snail is removed from its attachment, it will definitely become as female. And similarly, the presence of large number of males will also causes some of the males to become female snails. But once an individual becomes female, it will not revert to being male. And yeah, once an individual becomes female, it will not revert to being a male. And here we go with the sex determination by the environment, and this is not the sex determination from the genetics or by the activity of the genetics. And which are the examples of the sex determination by our genes or genetics, by using the genetic principle? And in the case of most of the mammals, and in the case of human beings are also considered to be the mammal. In this animal's case, mammalia, when we are comparing the mammalia, and sex is not determined by any of the cues like environment, sex is genetically determined. But in the case of snails and turtles, the sex is not genetically determined. In the case of Our turtle, the sex is exclusively determined by the environment after the fertilization event. And these are the highlighted portions regarding the sex determination by the environment, and some rely entirely on environmental cues. Or you can note this or highlight all this point regarding the sex determination by our environment, not by our genetics. And now we completed the one most important question from the Heredity chapter. And don't forget to stay tuned with 90 plus my tuition, any of the 90 plus sure short series. And we are always here for discussing all possible question series for our upcoming 2024 examination of 10th grade CBSE. And now it's time to say ta-ta, bye-bye. And here we go. And here we going to wind up this session. And I will also come in the next session with next most important question or most expected question for the upcoming board examination. Until I meet you again, bye bye. Stay happy.